Yo, what's good? So, we are back. This is essentially part 2 of lowering the truck. So I did the rear already in the last video, and she's sitting like this now. Now, this side is definitely lower than the other side, and my driveway's kind of cracked too, so it's kind of a false representation of the actual size difference. But if you look here, and the tires are slightly different brands even though they are the same tire size, so this one just doesn't tuck nearly as high. I can get like maybe one finger underneath this tire, whereas the other one's completely tucking. So we're kind of going to address maybe some of that. It's actually like literally touching the fender right here. So, one of the things that I noticed, I just took the front wheels off and jacked up the front here just to get started, and first thing I noticed is that I got a lot of play right here from what appears to be the inner tie rod. And I've kind of been feeling a weird vibration, so that kind of narrowed it down. So while we're doing all this other stuff, I think I am going to do the inner tie rods as well, because I am going to have to get it aligned no matter what. Might as well do it all at the same time, right? Makes sense. So this side didn't seem as bad, but obviously I'm going to replace both inner tie rods. One and done it. Be over with it. The tires are over here. Went with a eBay special. They're actually full ways. Weird thing was I was going to buy some Ironmans, and then the price literally shot up like 80 bucks in the course of a week. So I ended up switching to these. Same size, just different brand. Good reviews too, whatever. Figured I'd go with some new tires. I usually am a used tire guy. I did notice this too. It's a nice little screw head in my old tire, and these tires literally have like 10,000 miles on them. It's like one of those videos where you see somebody struggling to do something and you're like, just do it like this. It should be easy. It's just hard to do it one-handed, really. Whoa. Oh man. Yeah, so I think it was just going that way. Never actually punctured the tire. Tire was never losing air, so sucks. Alright, so we're clean. Cleanish. Whatever. So I guess I don't really have a plan of attack here, other than pretty much unbolting everything. Lower arms, sway bar, brake lines and things like that. Caliper, I think, can stay on. Yeah, I don't think I actually have to mess with any of the caliper. I am gonna have to take this brake line off of here. Yeah, this little bracket. Looks to be a 10 milli. So yeah, a lot of these bolts are just hard to get to. So I ended up taking off this bracket here just to try to get to it, but it's still hard to get. And other problem is too, is it's a weird size. It's like a 21 millimeter. So they don't have but a couple sockets that are actually 21s. The bottom lower is off. I'm trying to debate if I should take off this tie rod end, probably, because I'm gonna have to do it anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yes. with this fucking bolt? Go through the whole thing. Okay, well, whatever. Top piece came off. That was it. Reckon we take the top arm off first. Oof. Just about broke my glasses. And this thing still don't even fit. How do they make this bolt so hard to get to? I'm gonna take this off. Well, it looked like a 17. Apparently it's an 18. Who would have thought this would be so difficult to find just the right size? Jeez. Alright, time for a BFH. Like that, ladies and gentlemen. Saw it here first. Probably not. Because literally that's like the oldest trick in the book. But I'm just happy it worked. Alright. Next I'm going to try to get this upper arm. I think I'm going to get a pry bar for that though. Seems like a pry bar job. There she goes. Took some love on the other side. This is an ADS sensor wire. It's kind of in the way. I'm not sure it's gonna happen when I do this. fighting me. It's the lower ball joint. Doesn't want to come out. Whew. Getting tired. Figured that was gonna happen. I didn't break my ABS sensor, I'll be lucky. About pulled this brake line apart. Okay, note to self. Take other side loose. Oh my god, this thing weighs fucking a lot. Well, assuming ABS still works after this. Okay. So we definitely need to revisit this for the other side. Come up with a better strategy. Perhaps beat the bottom out first. Put it on with a nut lightly. Then come back to the top. Because that shit didn't work. And the problem is too, is I can't just take the ABS sensor out of here because the Allen key is like literally on the inside. So you have to take the rotor off. Show me how to take the rotor off, take the caliper off. And at that point I'm just taking everything off. What was the point? Might as well just take everything off. Oops. Hopefully this is water coming out of this and not brake fluid. Appears to be water. Okay. Shit. Oh, we got it. That was not the way to do this at all. That could have went really bad, really quick. Did manage to get spring out though. Holy cow. So strut wasn't what shot out, which is what I thought. As soon as I let the nut go on the strut though, that's what was holding up the entire spring. And then the spring let go. So, duly noted. I'm not going to do that on the other side. That is for sure. And we're going to do something about this ABS sensor. At a minimum, one of these has got to go. Either the brake line or the ABS sensor. And the ABS sensor is way easier to unplug. So we're going to deal with that on the other side. Alright, so I got that out. This should come out pretty easily. One bolt. Two bolts. And bye-bye factory control arm. And bye-bye upper. Okay. In the attempt to save some camera battery here, I'm gonna pretty much skip to when I'm already put everything in there. Alright, so it's only been about 4 hours since I last got the video off, but yeah, we're in there. So, a bit of a confusion on these, and I kind of did look at another video. And, you know, they got these locking plates and then instructions. They're telling you to basically put both of them on the forward, which doesn't really make sense because it's a bolt and a nut. So, I mean, if you have one on the side of the bolt over here, then how are you supposed to get it out enough to turn it to adjust? So if it's on the nut side, you can loosen the nut and then you can move the plate off enough to actually adjust the inner, which is actually keyed to the, you know, because the bolt is got a square side. So this actual stock plate has a square side as well. So when you actually turn the inner bolt, it'll move this arm in and out, and then you can put the lock plate where it is, and then boom, tighten it down with the nut. So that's the idea. So I did the same thing on this side. And the lower one is in there. Everything's greased too. There's like some weird instructions that they have about, you know, taking a rat tail file, which I thought I had it around here. I don't see it though. Anyway, take a file in there and you kind of deburr where they drill the holes for the grease to go through on the sleeves. So on these they have like an outer sleeve and an inner sleeve of metal along with the bushing. So I had to, you know, deburr them and make sure that the actual bushing rubber wasn't in the way of the hole so the grease would go through. I've already greased them all up. I went and, you know, the kit comes with random grease fittings, and it comes with 2 of these that are 90 degrees. So I ended up putting one on this one because I feel like when that one's up there, it's hard to get to, but now that I'm looking at it too, it's like, so is that one. And they should have gave us 4 for those, but they only gave us 2, so I don't know. I'm just gonna put the one right there. And they're greased anyway, so shouldn't really need to grease them a whole lot. We shall see. I'm gonna get the spring and the strut, kind of put that back together and see how that's gonna go. At least that's the idea. Okay, so I put the spring in. It's pretty easy. Swapped out the rubber bushing for the top, the seat, and then basically have to align it with this 90-degree thing that they kind of have welded into the bottom control arm, the lower control arm, and just rotate it around until it kind of get there. And then I raised it up with the jack just slowly but surely. I still got to raise it up some more, but it's coming up pretty easily. I'm gonna go ahead and probably attach the shock now, which I unboxed. Kind of a pain in the ass to get this forked fitting to go in here. And I'm not really sure if it's supposed to go above or below the plate. I'm guessing below because I couldn't tighten the screws unless that was the way it was. So, yeah, it's all trial and error, people. We gonna figure it out. So, yeah, once we're finished with this side, obviously it makes the other side a lot easier because we know exactly what we're doing. Almost there. All right. There she is. It's hard to see on camera. Course. It's getting dark over here. I'm gonna have to call it for today, but we're gonna do the other side tomorrow. Everything is in here, torqued down. Funny story, I tried to put the shock in without the bottom bushing. Had to take it all apart, put that back in there. Then I realized that the sway bar link wasn't gonna make it unless I undid it and let it down enough to put it in there and then raised it back up, so I had to do that too. But everything is torqued down. It's said to do 40 foot-pounds on these top 2 adjuster bolts, and then the bottom pivot bolts it said to do 30 foot-pounds, which seems kind of low, but I guess it's just a pivot, so should be fine. Everything is bolted back up. The only thing I'm missing is the tie rod. Nut doesn't want to go back all the way on, so I probably have to grab the end of it here and then tighten it. Okay, here we are. Day 2, other side. Some things that I learned. Definitely take the brake lines off of here and the upper control arm and off the frame rail just to get to the bolt for that one because that thing's in the way. And then also take the ABS sensor out all the way from the clip at the top of the strut tower because I learned on the other side that it'll pull and stretch this thing until it damn near breaks. I don't know how I didn't break the other side. So we're gonna try to prevent all that on this side. Also, on the other side, when the whole spring and strut thing let loose, should have had my jack under it, which I don't know what I was thinking doing that. But you live and you learn. So this time, we're definitely gonna make sure we put a jack underneath this side. Try to stop that. Yeah. Other than that, I'm gonna start unbolting shit. Upper control arm, lower control arm, tie rod, lower and upper ball joints. All right, so this is one of those moments where if you're watching this video because you're doing this on your own truck, things you're gonna wanna know. First thing is, both of these ball joints are usually hard as fuck to get out. The only way I got both of these just now was with this big ass fucking hammer. Hitting it basically on the side here, boom, for the top one, turning this all the way, you know what I mean? And then the same thing on the bottom one. But the trick is, do the bottom one first, right? Get it to pop off, then get it loose, you know what I mean? Put the nut back on the bottom part, then remove the top one, so that way the stuff doesn't just like all fall off at the same time. Because right now I have it where everything is loose, but it didn't fall on me. So, like the other side. So yeah, got the spindle out, got the jack supporting it underneath. Now we're just gonna take this top strut nut off. I don't even think I have to take the bottom two out. I might, just to get the spring out, but we'll see. Should be able to relieve the tension like this. I think it'll come out. I don't know, we're gonna find out. Here we are, other side done. I did notice when I was putting this side, well, really when I was taking it apart, that I kind of had a washer up here on this nut on the other side. That's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be on this nut down here. So I'm gonna probably flip that on the other side. Really just gotta torque everything down on this side and probably run some grease through everything again. And I think we're good. So yeah, need to get the tires mounted, at least 2 of them, put them on the front, see what's up. Probably get some tie rods while I'm in the process of doing all that. Slap those in there. But yeah. So just a little side comparison of the new tire here on the right versus the tire that I'm pulling off of there. Not exactly a stock tire either, but what is this one? This one's a 265/70 rim 17. This one's a 275/45 rim 20. So you can see it's like a couple inches shorter. About the same thickness though, if not a little bit thicker. It's more of a square tire than these. Also, side note, pretty much had to use every single one of these tools right here. Different size wrenches, different size sockets. There's like a million different sizes because the stock stuff that came off isn't exactly the same size as the new bolts going in. So everything was different. Kind of a pain in the ass, but yeah, it's done now. Sweat equity. Who's counting? So I think this is pretty much going to do it for the lowering install video. This would be part 2. So if you want to see the rear and all that, you can do part 1. Also, I wanted to talk about the rear just a little bit because I'm sure people are going to have questions about this because it was pretty confusing, and I kind of skipped over it in my video as far as like how did I get the diff on the other side of the leaf springs. Well, in my case, I removed the bed to make that simpler for me. And what ended up happening was on this not the passenger, the driver side here, this front shackle bolt, I just literally took it out as far as I could, and then it was hitting the gas tank on the other side, but it allowed me to like swing it enough to wrap it around the actual axle and get it on the other side. And once I did this side, the other side was easy. There was an e-brake cable though that was stopping me from being able to push the whole drive shaft, you know, rear end assembly over enough at first too. It was kind of a bitch, but eventually it just went over, and then once it was on the other side, it was obviously easy. Bolt everything up. I am gonna probably have to do some more in the back too. I don't think the back is quite right. I think something's wrong with this driver's side. It definitely goes down a lot farther than the other side, and I'm not sure if something's just wrong or something. I still have a pinion angle issue because now I'm noticing it does, when I take off, vibrate a little bit. So I'm thinking I gotta fix that again too and make that straight. But other than that, this is it, you know. Front definitely was a lot harder than I thought, but it's in there. Everything's greased. I do need to get some more grease, and I ended up splitting the very tip of my finger with the damn grease gun. Yeah. So. Aha! Just got back from Mavis Tires. Got them to mount 2 of them fronts. So we're about to. I just actually read in the instructions as well. Instructions are saying that You gotta take the tie rods out like 3 full turns to get it kind of close to being aligned before you even take it to get aligned. So we're gonna do that first. Then we're gonna mount these tires up, and then we're gonna take for a drive around the block. Well, first we're gonna let it down on the ground, see what it looks like, all 4 being slammed. And yeah, then we're gonna take it for a test drive and see what's up. Boom, spikies. So I had to take a hammer and the wrench and pop this thing. It was really tight, but I had it in the hole already. So, helps to take the nut off the bottom so you can actually take it off and unscrew it. But we're gonna take it off and basically just spin it 3 times, put it back, tighten everything down. For now. So, tell how bad it is busted on the inside by just taking this thing out and doing that. Oh, golly. Oops. That was great. What a touch. So the tie rod doesn't want to spin freely. The end doesn't want to spin freely from the inner. So I gotta put a wrench on the inner. Damn it. This side's pretty much done. We just need to tighten it down. I'm gonna tighten it down. I'm gonna throw the wheel on it. I'll be back. So I just put it on the ground and heard a loud ass spring clank. So I'm guessing that this spring in this side was not seated in the hole all the way. See if I can get under here and see it. Just make sure that it's visually in the spot. I think it kind of found its way home. So I think we're good. I don't know. I'm gonna take the rest of the weight off of it and let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, the jack is stuck. No way. I got a piece of wood under it. I shouldn't have put the piece of wood. Shit. I'm gonna have to yank it one time real hard from the back. I gotta get up. Come on. Yes, sir. Holy cow, it's so much lower. What? It hasn't even driven anywhere yet. Look how settled that is. I'm so hyped. What? I think definitely too, because this wheel over here was the new one that I had to buy. Look at that. That looks clean. I think we're gonna have to go with some silver on these things. Black just hides them and makes them look like work truck wheels. I'm not doing that to this. I'm gonna make them like a metallic silver or something. Factory look. I got the center caps too, so it should be sweet. Literally just gonna shoot some B-roll because this shit is sick. So I was turning and I had a little piece of plastic here in the fender lid. I guess that's catching. So we're gonna cut that off real quick and then go for another test drive. Make sure that's what was rubbing. Also, this side was a lot lower than the other side. I think with the front being slammed now, it kind of evened everything out with the weight maybe. So it seems a lot better. Even like this side does have a little bit more of a gap, but I think I'm gonna have to revisit the pinion angle anyway. Probably change some of that, hopefully. Okay. Bye-bye, little piece. Let's see. Had the wheel pre-turned all the way. Wondering what was going on. So far I don't hear nothing. I think that was it. The alignment feels pretty good, honestly. The steering wheel's pretty damn straight. Bet you I'm not far off. The camber's probably the biggest thing that's a problem. I forgot I could go a little higher here so y'all can see too. Yeah, screw it, we'll go around the block again. These old ladies see me working on my stuff all the time, so they know the deal. Yeah, what's up, ladies? Y'all know the deal. Oh, man. So, yeah. I think we're good to go. Feels like it rides so much better. Oh my God, it's like a brand new truck. That's what I wanted. Looks like it's this girl's first time driving or something. Kid, whatever. So yeah, oh yeah, for the record, when I first lowered the truck down, one of the coil springs in the front definitely popped into place. I don't know if it was the top seat, maybe that wasn't in all the way or something, I don't even know. But when I actually made the first turn, the driver's side did the same thing, popped, scared the shit out of me. But they're settled in place now, they feel good. Going over speed bumps in the neighborhood, so good test. See if my buddy's home over here. Let's see if you home, boy. See what you think about this. 6:09. He probably either just got home or he ain't home yet. Oh, I see a trucky truck. Oh, we gonna see. So yeah, he gave me the approval. It looks good. I mean, this has been done a million times before, let's be real. I ain't making the new trending video here, but you know, new for me, and it's badass. So, hope y'all like it. That's a lowering of my truck video sequence. Probably do like another one when I clean some shit up and paint the wheels and all that, and just give an overview of the truck and where it's at and shit, plans. That type of video. That's probably the next one. So y'all take care.